So, hello students, welcome to a new video on executive self-development. So, this is the title of your course. This is to credit paper, and I think this subject is entirely different from the rest of your subjects. And uh, I think maybe you have an idea, but have already got an idea about why this course is there along with the other subjects. So we have the objectives of including this subject in your uh, this course. So after attending or after completing the course, it is expected that students will be able to identify various aspects of executive self-development, how you can develop your skills, including the analytical, written, verbal, non-verbal communication, interpersonal, then how to use and apply these skills in your career when you are going completing after the completion of course. Will be continue your career as maybe you will be working in the corporate world, or maybe you are some of you go for higher studies including PhD or research, and maybe some of you are trying to become teachers. So in all these fields, you will have to apply various skills, soft skills. We can say soft skills. And I think you have already heard about the word soft skills. So what are the soft skills? So whatever knowledge you are having, or whatever idea you are having, you should be able to communicate that. You should be able to express that, and you should be able to. Uh, Human beings are social animals, so we are we are expected to work along with other people. When we are exposed to a group of people, how we should behave, and how others are expecting us to behave, and how we should we expect others to behave to us. So these things constitute the behavioral aspect, or we can say this is individual behavior and personality. So in the first unit, we will be discussing about the individual behavior and personality. So this is an overall glimpse of the chapter. So in the left side, you can see the contents of the first unit I have included. So we'll be discussing about the factors influencing individual behavior, then environmental factors, personal factors, organizational system and resources, then psychological behavior as psychological personality of the individual. So what do you mean by personality? We'll be discussing. Then what are the determinants of personality of an individual? Then what are the personality traits? So there are different types, styles of personalities. We'll be learning about this, including authoritarian people, Machiavellian personalities, locus of control, the introvert and extroverts, then achievement-oriented self-esteem, risk-taking. These are some individual characteristics which we'll be discussing in detail. Then there are some theories of personality, type theory, trait theory, psychoanalytic theory, social learning theory. So these theories we will try to discuss. Then the shaping of personality, different stages are there in the making of a person. So this stages we'll discuss, and maybe there are different stages maybe identified by various scientists, psychologists. So including Sigmund Freud, and uh, other theories given by as a psychologist we'll be discussing, including cognitive stages, personality, job fit theory. So these are the things we are going to discuss in our first unit. So let's start with the introduction to executive self-development, or individual personality and behavior. So as I told you, we are all expected to mingle with others, or be in a place where we have a lot of people around us. Maybe after, as I told you, you are going to be in different positions. You may be working with a company, or maybe you are working in an institute like an academic institute or university or college, or maybe you are going to start your own business, entrepreneurs. So in all these fields, you will have to interact with other people. So your behavior, your attitude, how you are interacting, how you are communicating, how you are collaborating with others. So this is going to have a great impact on your future. or people will be interested to see how you are responding to different situations or different circumstances. So all these constitute the behavior of an individual. And so let's start discussing about organizational behavior. So before that, what is an organization? So an organization is basically the association of human beings and a major problem. Uh, Human beings and major problem of today's organizations how to get maximum possible efforts and contributions of the human things, human beings, determining these efforts and contributions. Those responsible for managing the organization must understand the way human beings behave. So in an organization, there will be a lot of people working together for different, maybe a common objective or maybe individual objectives are there, or there are different teams, working for different objectives. So everyone are having some objectives. And on the top, we have a management or people who are organizing and controlling this organization. So there are different levels of people involved in an organization, and all these people have to collectively work towards a common goal, a common objective. So in this organization or in this in the context, it is important that there should be an effective coordination or effective bond between this in all the levels, people working in different levels. So the people who are managing the members of an organization should know and should understand how the people are going to behave or what are the characteristics of these individuals. So we cannot consider human beings to only work and work. So there are some organizations who would like to only asking you to do things, complete the task, get this things completed by this deadlines of the year. So this is not in the long run or in the long term. This is not going to work. So we should consider the interest of the people, human being. They have tiredness. They are having different attitude or different moods will be there. So all these things have to be well understood by the management or the people who are managing the organization. So this is very important. This in an organization, we have to people working in the organization should have an understanding about how people are going to behave or how the human beings will behave. So basic characteristics are there for every individual. These things should be well understood by the managers. It is to be noted that the world of human work consists of individuals performing jobs in some setting, usually in some organization. So every organization, excuse me, depending on their the type of the organization, their objectives, they have a different structure. So whatever be the structure, whatever be the number of people, or whatever be the level of that organization, there are people involved. So how these people are going to behave, this is some basic thing we should understand. So let's now discuss the various uh, how and why people are different, or how the individual behavior can be different. So what's the need of understanding about these different behaviors of individuals. The fact that there are tremendous differences among individuals and among jobs is the basis of the frequently expressed notion of matching people and matching jobs. So round pegs in like in square holes. So if I think you can see the picture on the top. So round pegs in square holes. This is a very famous usage. So if people should be, we should appoint people who are actually fit for that job. So that is very important. So matching jobs with matching positions. So we should identify and define people who are suitable for a job. So mismatches can occur in any setting. So there can be mismatches. So how to identify this? How to overcome these mismatches? So as I told you, people are having different behavior, different interest, different needs, different way of expressing ideas, expressing their emotions. So these are all very complicated, but it is a basic understanding of this is very necessary, you can say. So now let's see what is individual behavior. So we have started with organization, and we have seen differences in the organization, mismatches differently in different positions, levels of the organizations. So now let's discuss about individual behavior. So individual behavior can be defined as a mix of response to external and internal stimuli. So every individual will respond, or they will be behaving different ways to different situations or different stimuli. What is stimuli? What do you mean by stimuli? Some outside, or maybe some there is some stimulus which is coming from our inside or outside. Like some people are becoming anger, so maybe in the manager is asking you why you have not completed this, why there is it is not perfect. So that is an external stimuli, and as a response from your inside, you may be thinking you have some excuse. Maybe there is a problem with the service, uh, so facility given for completing that, so that work, or there is a problem with the maybe survey, whatever things needed for completing that job. So but you are not in a position to explain that, because the manager is very angry and he is not expecting any explanation from us. He will not be satisfied with any of the explanations, so you will have to control your response. So that is an internal stimuli. So you want to be maybe express something to the manager. Maybe some people are there which who will suddenly react to situations. So it may not be equal, and we used to say every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So this can be different from people. This reaction can be maybe not equal, sometimes go not equal, maybe double. So this will create problems, and in relationship, or maybe you'll be fired from that job. So it is the way a person reacts in different situations, and the way someone expresses different emotions like anger, happiness, love, etc. So we express our emotions in different ways. So some people you might have seen, and they are very rigid. So they will not have any facial expression, or very any they will not any gestures, nothing, very stable, very adamant. We can say whatever happens, they are stubborn, like they will not be able to identify whether they are smiling or crying. So this can also be there. So this is all about how a person reacts to different situations and how they express their emotions, including happiness, anger, maybe sadness, love. So all these constitute the individual behavior of a person. So again, there are various factors that can influence the behavior of an individual. So we'll try to list out those factors. So we can classify them into different heads. So there are different factors we'll be able to identify and categorize them into the various heads. So as a person, there are some attributes or some characteristics we can say that is different, that is we can classify them into that person's. So the person's interest, his ability, his skill, his personality, we can say his perception, attitude. This can be a list of factors and variable. And on the other side, we can see another list of a group of variables, including the organization, work, the job, his personal life. So this environment in which the individual is working. So this two, I think, altogether contributes to the aggregate behavior of the individual. So the personal characteristics and the environmental characteristics, we can say, will contribute the overall behavior of an individual. So we'll be discussing all these one by one, the personal characteristics and environmental characteristics. So I think with this introduction, we can wind up. So we'll continue discussing about the organizational behavior and individual behavior. We'll be discussing about various theories on individual behavior and various aspects of individual behavior in the coming lectures. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Thank you and have a good day.